Hi everybody, it's Nikki here and welcome to another video of mine. Say it with me, it's bookgammon time. Yes, it is that time of the month where I play my bookgammon TBR game, which is based off the board game Backgammon, to help me pick my next month's TBR. So let me put this down and we will get some housekeeping done first. First of all, we will start with our priority picks. These are the books that were on the current monthly TBR that I didn't get to or don't think I'll get to before the end of the month. So they become priority picks for the next month's TBR. So if they can fulfill the prompts in the game, then I should pick these before any other books. Now, as you know, if you've been watching my channel recently, where I did explain in one of my recent videos, I have been suffering really badly in the last month with my mental health. It is probably the worst it's been in a number of years. In fact, I've had to go back on medication for it, which I have not had to do for a number of years. But I'm okay. I don't want anyone to worry. But yeah, it's to that point where I know I need some extra help. So October's TBR didn't quite go to plan. These are all these are all the books from October's TBR that I didn't get to. The first of all, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This edition was kindly gifted to me by my lovely friend Charlotte. I just wasn't in the mood for a classic, so I didn't read it. The bomb book for October, Midnight Sun by Jo Nesbø. Technically, I didn't win the bomb book during gameplay of October's Bookgammon TBR, but I did a heads or tails flip at the end of gameplay to see which of the two books, the bomb book or the star book, I would be reading, and I got bomb book. And normally I don't little fly. Normally I don't punish myself if I don't read the books on my TBR, because I don't believe in punishing myself for not reading. That's why I have them as priority picks. But I had always had in mind that if I didn't read the bomb book in a particular month that I landed on the bomb token, that would automatically, if I don't read the bomb book within the month that I won the bomb book, that would automatically make me read the bomb book for the new month. However, because I didn't read this because of my mental health, because reading a thriller when you're already depressed is not good, I'm not going to punish myself like that this month. So yeah, we'll be discussing star book and bomb book later, but I'm not gonna punish myself with a bomb book for November. So I didn't read this one. So yeah. Next, I did not read Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. She's a chonker and I just didn't fancy reading a huge book. This one is 543 pages and I just didn't have the brain power to read this. I did read one big book in October that was over 500 pages, but it was my buddy read with Charlotte, so I was able to get the motivation to read that, but it took me a lot longer than normal. And actually on this occasion Charlotte finished our buddy read before I did, and that's not normally the case. So yeah, I did not read this one. In the same veins, I did not get to The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch. This is the third book in the Gentleman Bastard series, and again, she's a chonker. She is 722 pages, so definitely did not have the mind space to read this in October. And last but not least, Defend the Dawn, which was not part of Bookgammon gameplay, but it was a buddy read that I had with Charlotte. This is the sequel to Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer, which Charlotte and I buddy read a few months ago. Because I was struggling with my reading, Charlotte and I decided to delay our buddy read of Defend the Dawn, maybe till November, possibly till December. I do want to get to this, and I'm gonna try and fit it in to November's TBR, but it is gonna be, it's gonna be a possibility that we might get to this one. So yeah, this could be the one and only book that I could read in November instead. So yeah, normally all of these books would be priority picks, but you might see this stack behind me and wonder, Nicola, what's all that? Well, you see, November's my birthday month. Not a great time to not be feeling 100% with your mental health, I admit. So I wanted to do something different for my birthday month. So I decided that I was going to do something that I did last year in December, which is basically picking 12 books that I really want to read right now, or that I think I want to read right now. 12 books that interest me, that catch my eye, that I feel like I'm in the mood to read. Because really at the moment, mood reading is about the only thing I can do right now, because being made to read books I don't want to read, it's just not going to happen right now. So I have picked 12 books that I feel like I could pick up and read at the moment, and I have wrapped them all in birthday paper. So as you can see, each book is then numbered with 2 numbers, this one being 9 and 10. And the numbers go from 1 to 24 because there are 24 spaces on my board, hence the 12 books, because each book is 2 spaces. So instead of having prompts this time round, I will just be picking the book that has the correlating number to the space that I land on. So let's go to gameplay and see what Bookgammon has in store for me for the month of November. Please be good. Okay, so we have the board here. We do not need to go through the categories because we are ignoring the categories, and we're also ignoring the prompts for this month. I do have some new dice. I actually got these from the 2p machines when I was on holiday at Butlins back in September, and I thought these would be awesome because A, they're colourful, and B, they're much bigger for you to be able to see the numbers. However, they don't fit in my cup. So, well, they do, but they kind of, there's no shake. And that's what happens. So we're not going to be able to use the cup. I'll play it this month this way and see how I like it. If I don't like it, then obviously I'll go back to using the smaller dice. But let me know what you think, me playing it with the bigger dice, if you prefer it this way to see the dice, or like me, you really like the cup and the dice. I'm not great at shaking dice, you see. But anyway, so yeah, we've got that, and we're also just going to use the one piece this month because I want to take it a bit easy on me. So we're ignoring all of the colours this time, no categories, but each space will be numbered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. The ebook space will still count as an ebook. I'll just pick that as a mood read maybe. Okay, so roll number 1. We started off with a 4 and a 2, so that's level number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll number 2. A 1 and a 4 and a 1, so that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's space 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Roll number 3. Ooh, 4 and a 1 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is space 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Roll number 4. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're home. Well, that's going to be an easy game. That was gameplay. So that was it. That was gameplay. And that's that's one of the reasons why I don't generally do one piece on the board unless I want a really easy month of reading, because yeah, we got 3 books. That's gonna leave me a lot of space to do some mood reading, I suppose. I did forget to mention earlier as well my star book and my bomb book. I won't be doing these for this month, just simply because I don't want to read a bomb book this month because of my mental health. And also star book, pretty much all of these would be star books, because they're books that I do want to read, that I am interested, that I think I would enjoy. So that's the reason why it you can tell I'm not with it. Oh, my life. So yeah, that's why I haven't played the bomb book or the star book this month. So I just wanted to mention that in case any of you were sat there going, Nicola, bomb book, star book, come on. Please forgive me, I'm just not 100% with the world right now. So for roll number 1, we got a 2 and a 6, 2 and a 4, which landed us on space 6. So that leaves us with this one. It does feel like a hardback. Yeah, definitely a hardback. So let's unwrap this beauty. Ooh! I wanted to read this last November and I didn't get to read it. So it is... Oh, it's also upside down. It is The Drowned City by KJ Maitland. So this one, I wanted to read this last November, but I couldn't get it onto my TBR Bookgammon. It doesn't always go my way. But this says 1606, a year to the day that men were executed for conspiring to blow up Parliament. A towering wave devastates the Bristol Channel. Some proclaim God's vengeance, others seek to take advantage. In London, Daniel Pursglove lies in prison waiting to die, but Charles FitzAlan, close advisor to King James I, has a job in mind that will free a man of Daniel's skill from the horrors of Newgate if he succeeds. For Bristol is a hotbed of Catholic spies, and where better for the lone conspirator who evaded arrest, one Sparrow Pettingar, to gather allies than in the chaos of a drowned city. Daniel journeys there to investigate FitzAlan's lead, but soon finds himself at the heart of a dark Jesuit conspiracy and in pursuit of a killer. So we have some kind of gunpowder plot. Here it does say on here, gunpowder and treason changed England forever. Now, here in England, if you don't know, the 5th of November is bonfire night, because that is a celebration of the date that a gunpowder treason plot was what's the word I'm looking for? Was stopped from blowing up the Houses of Parliament, and the people responsible, they were caught and eventually executed. So this sort of plays on that sort of storyline, and my birthday is pretty close to the 5th of November, so it's always been a very special thing for me, special time of the month for me. So yeah, very, very interested in this story and so excited to have it on my TBR for November. Roll 2, we got a 4 and a 1, which landed us on space 11. Oh, this time we have a smaller book, which feels more like a paperback. So let's have a look. Oh, I have tried to read this so many times. It is We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faizal. So my husband has picked this for me in a previous TBR as a my husband picks kind of thing, but I never got around to reading it. It was one of the books that I just didn't get around to that month, and I have wanted to be reading this for some time. It says, people lived because she killed. Saphira is the hunter, forced to disguise herself as a man. She braves the cursed forest to feed her people. People died because he lived. Nazir is the infamous Prince of Death, assassinating those foolish enough to defy his autocratic father, the Sultan. Both are legends in the kingdom of Araya. I'll try and put the name out here, but neither wants to be. Both are embarking on a quest to return magic to their kingdom, but as their journey unfolds, an ancient evil begins to stir. So she is the rebel and he is the Sultan's son, and I'm assuming romance might ensue between these two as their stories collide. Very excited for this one. As I say, it has been on my TBR for a while, so very excited that I will hopefully finally get to it. With only 3 books on my TBR, it shouldn't be a problem. So, and last but not least, roll number 3 rolled us another 4 and a 1. So this time we landed on space 16. Oh, it looks like another paperback. Oh yes. Okay, so this is Magic Study by Maria V. Snyder. This is the second book to Poison Study, which I read a few months ago and thoroughly enjoyed. Yes, I really enjoyed Poison Study, which is based on the story about a woman called Yelena who is in prison for a crime, I believe, and she is, before her execution, she's given a choice by the poison master or something that if she chooses to become the royal food taster, I believe, then she can be spared her execution. So it's death by execution or potential death by possible poisoning. So of course there has to be a story in this, so she chooses to become the royal food taster, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The story, it was about so much more than just her tasting the royal food, making sure it's not poisoned, but this does mean that I can now continue with the story, which is what I wanted to do, which is why I put this in as a potential pick, because I really did enjoy that first book and I wanted to continue the series sooner rather than later. procrastinator. I have been known in the past to read the first book and then leave it at least a year or two before I move on to the second one. And I really shouldn't be doing that, especially as I do own the second one and the third one as well. I think there's actually 6 books in this series, but I don't know if... but I've only got the first 3 books. So yeah, very excited for this one. So that is my Bookgammon TBR. We have Magic Study, Book 2 by Marie V. Schneider. We have We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Vizal. And we have The Drowned City by KJ Maitland. So now what I'm going to do with the rest of these books is I am going to leave them wrapped so that if by chance I do get my 3 books read and I have plenty of time in the rest of the month, I can come back and maybe do a random number generator or something, or even possibly play Bookgammon again and see if it will pick out maybe a few more books for me to choose from. So yeah, I'm going to leave those as they are just in case. If it does come to that, I may film the process and put a video up for you, or I may put it on my Instagram, so please do check out the description box beneath the video where I will link my Instagram for you there. Now, I don't just have those 3 books to read. I do have a couple of buddy reads for the month of November. The first of those is the continuation of the Throne of Glass series with my good friend Charlotte. We are moving on to the 4th book, which is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. She's a chonker. We're going to be taking it. I've tabbed it already. We're going to be taking it at 50 pages a day, so it should take us just shy of 2 weeks to read this. So hopefully I should be okay to read this. If I get a bit behind, that's okay. Charlotte is very understanding. So yeah, we're going to be reading Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. Obviously I can't go into synopsis for this because it is the 4th book. Then I made a new friend actually from one of my subscribers this month, and we have decided that we're actually going to start buddy reading something, hopefully each month. And for November we have chosen The Wicker King by Kay Ancrum. So hopefully again we will be reading 50 pages a day. So again, I have it all tabbed up. I'm actually going to be starting this on the 31st of October. It was actually the lovely, my lovely subscriber's idea to start this on the 31st of October because it is a bit of a spooky one. But we will be finishing the majority of it in November, so I'm going to class it as my November's TBR. But The Wicker King is about 2 boys, August and Jack, who have never lived in the same world. Written with vivid intensity, The Wicker King explores a relationship fraught with tension, madness and love. And what I like about this book is as you go through, the pages get darker and darker until they're eventually black, as the world that these 2 boys live in slowly disintegrates. Which, considering my mental health, this might not be the best choice of a book to read. If it comes to the point that it is triggering my anxiety and depression, then I will obviously speak to the lovely Jo. But I want to try. I want to at least try to read this. But if it does start triggering me, I will let Jo know, and we can find something a bit more fluffier to read, maybe. So yeah, I will be reading that as well. And I'm not sure if we're going to be buddy reading this in November. I still have to confirm, but with another subscriber of mine, the lovely Karen, who is the creator of my point system that I use to haul books every month, we're hopefully going to be buddy reading The Atlas Paradox by Oliver Blake. This is the sequel to The Atlas 6, which we did buddy read a couple of months ago. Is it 2 or 3 months ago now? We buddy read The Atlas 6 together. The Atlas Paradox has just been released. This is a lovely Waterstones edition, so it's got those beautiful edges. But I do have to confirm with Karen if we're going to be buddy reading this in November or not. But I thought I would just show it just in case. The Atlas 6 is about a prestigious school that invites 6 people to train for a year, and then at the end there is a big test, but only 5 of them can pass. Yeah, it was a very strange book, I've got to say. I was a little confused reading it, and hopefully the sequel will shed a bit more light on the situation for me. But I really did enjoy the buddy read experience with Karen, so that's why I'd be very happy for us to buddy read the sequel. So that is all of the buddy reads that I will be doing. So we have The Atlas Paradox, The Wicker King, and Queen of Shadows. So I have 3 books there that are buddy reads. So that on top of my Bookgammon TBR is a total of 6 books. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get all of those completed in November. And I don't have to veer off off my TBR, because they are all books that I'm very, very excited to get to. There's not a single one there that I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe The Wicker King, maybe, but I am excited to read it. That's the thing, I want to read it. I just don't know if my mental health will allow me to, but I'm going to give it a go. So that is it. That is my Bookgammon TBR for November. Are there any books on here that you have read and thoroughly enjoyed? Let me know. That is it. That is my November Bookgammon TBR for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.